What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my stream. Long time no see. A lot of things have happened. Well, kind of not, but kind of yes. I want to talk to you guys about some very interesting things that happened with Bitcoin. But in the overall, it does look like we're just going sideways, and we have been kind of going sideways, slight downtrend for the last 4 weeks. And people are getting bored. We have no idea. People have no idea what's going to happen. Fear and greed's falling because people have no idea what's going to happen. Fear and greed is actually at 41 right now. It was at 30 yesterday. And that's actually what I want to talk about because Fear and Greed was at 30 yesterday and now it's back at 41, and that's because of this dump right over here. We had a crash down to 24,900 before rising back up. That's a very bullish thing in the short term. You know why? Because we tried to break this support, but the bullishness in Bitcoin did not let us. Just as we had to fall all the way back down to this area because the bearishness was so high. But this doesn't mean anything until we do a certain criteria that I want to talk about. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about a couple more things because Bitcoin did a small pump. This is on the 4 hourly time frame, but it does look correct me if I'm wrong, but we do see a sort of trend happening now. This is a sort of descending channel. Of course, trend overall is not correct, but we do see a sort of support and resistance pattern happening for Bitcoin. Now, this could go out in either direction, but if this is going to be a breakout, then this could be pretty bullish, depending if we break out to the upside or to the downside. If we break out to the downside, same thing. This is just a way for us to tell when the breakout's going to happen. And right now, we seem to be confirming resistance, but this is not 100%. And that's what I want to talk about because if we turn on the moving averages on the 4 hourly time frame, you can see that we look like we are confirming support on these moving averages. And it's important for us to confirm support on these moving averages. If we manage to confirm support, then we could rise back up for a retest. Rising back up for a retest at this level is very, very big because this level is not only the top of this descending channel, this level is also a huge resistance point that we've been trying to break for a while, but we cannot for some reason. Our momentum is not letting us. We have no volume. We cannot break it. But once we do, that would be a big step for Bitcoin. But confirming support on the short term is what we need to do right now. But that's not it, because we are also testing another huge level right now. You might be wondering, what is it? Well, it's a big area called the Ichimoku cloud. This is a very big cloud that keeps us in support and resistance, keeps us in a bearish or bullish trend, and as Ichimoku on the 4 hourly time frame, that shows short-term and mid-term trends for Bitcoin. If we go back in time in history, check out random trends that happened, you can see it's pretty small term. These trends usually last around a couple days to maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maximum a month. This is a 4 hourly time frame Ichimoku, so this is not a long-term trend. And the fact that the Ichimoku is getting weaker and weaker by the day shows us that we do have a little bit of bullish momentum. As you guys can see, we tried breaking out of the Ichimoku cloud once already, and we have tested it once, 2 times, and now this is our third test. And the more we test it, the weaker the Ichimoku cloud gets. For us to go back into a bullish trend, because the Ichimoku cloud is a trend showing indicator, we need to break the Ichimoku cloud first on the 4 hourly time frame. The good news is that after we break this level, the next level is all the way out 28,800. So breaking this level with volume will be a big step for Bitcoin. But once again, people are very, very fearful, and that's because we have been going sideways for around already 4 weeks, and people are trying to figure out what's going to happen. Yes, it does seem very boring. We're literally just going up and down. People have been asking me, what are we going to do? I can't find any indicators for Bitcoin. Well, we can go sideways for a while, so what you need to do is wait. But what we can look at is what's going to happen if we either confirm support, if we break out to the upside or to the downside. We got to look at those two things. And, for example, going on the daily time frames and looking at the moving averages, you can see that breaking out of this sideways action would actually make us break above this moving average, the 20-day moving average. That would be very, very big. We actually, if we go a little closer so that I could show you guys the moving average more in detail, you can see that we look like we're confirming resistance on it. That is a little bit bearish, but we have not done that yet, because looking at the 4 hourly moving averages, like I showed already, show that we are confirming support. So right now, in this short term, in the next couple of days, we have an opportunity. If we confirm support on this moving average and start rising up, we could break above the 20-day moving average. Breaking above the 20-day moving average would be very, very big for Bitcoin. That would be our next huge support area. If we manage to confirm support within the next couple of days on this level and not confirm resistance, that is a very big step for Bitcoin. Now, moving on, we do have a couple more bullish things, because staying on the daily time frame and looking at the bullish divergences, you can see that we have a bullish divergence for Bitcoin. Now, this is a bullish thing. What a bullish divergence is when the Bitcoin is going in a downtrend and the RSI is starting to go in an uptrend. We still have this bullish divergence. And as long as we have this bullish divergence, as long as Bitcoin keeps testing this trend, we can technically still keep going lower and see the sideways action continuing. But as soon as we see a piece of volume for Bitcoin, that will show us a huge momentum spike, a huge shift in Bitcoin. That shows that something crazy is about to happen very, very soon, because this is a pretty bullish indicator. Now, of course, this doesn't necessarily need to happen, but if we break above this level, 26,400, we will be able to break out of this level, confirm support, and start rising up. Now, we are for now just going sideways. We cannot go forever, but right now we have a chance to pump. We rose, we fell down, and now we're back up in this middle area, but we're trying to test this support. Now, if we confirm on the support, what could happen? Number one, looking at the bigger time frame, we could have a double bottom. Looking at the previous time we came to this level, it's basically at the same exact support area. So right now, confirming support, that could be a big indicator. If we break above 26,400 right now, that could be a sign of a double bottom. Not just a double bottom, but if we keep rising up and rise up to about here, you can start seeing this W pattern. That's a potential W pattern that could be forming, and that would be a bullish indicator. But for that to happen, once again, we need to confirm support at $26,500. Now, what is the support? What is the target of this W pattern? The target of this W pattern is actually at around $37,000, which is a very big target. But once again, for that to happen, we need to we need to rise above $26,400. If we do start rising up, we do have a couple bearish things in mind that could cause us not to rise up. If we do rise up, this would mean that we could be having a next wave in this Elliott wave. As you guys know, we have been rising in these waves for Bitcoin ever since we fell down to $15,000. We've been rising in a 5-wave move. We did wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. That was our first wave that we did. It was a bullish wave. And after that, we usually have an ABC correction wave. Now, the target of the ABC correction wave, how far we usually fall down to, is around 23,600 or maybe 21,700. This is the box where we usually fall down to. And as you can see, Bitcoin did not fall down to this area. Now, of course, we don't always fall down to 0.5 or 0.618 to these targets, but when we fall down, that's usually the price that we fall down to. Now, confirming support at this area and starting to rise up, the next area, like I said already, 28,000. That's a huge resistance area. So confirming support at 25,800, where we are right now, the next level would be $28,000 instantly. Now, what could this mean? Well, that would be significant bullish area. That would mean that we would be so much more bullish if we confirm support on the 4 hourly time frame. This is all that it roots down to. Of course, we break this resistance, what's going to happen? We break the support, what's going to happen? We're going to instantly start falling down. We're going to instantly fall down to the same previous support level at 25,000. And this would make sense. If we continue to fall down, we break this support at 25,000, we could fall down to, for example, that support level for Bitcoin. And all it's going to be is a cycle. We're doing a cycle. This is a Fibonacci retracement right here. All we could be doing right now for Bitcoin is just falling down to this area. Now, what I'm most excited about is the potential of us just rising up to a certain level before falling back down, because we could be in an ABC correction wave. After a 5-wave move, Elliott wave, we usually have an ABC correction wave. And these ABC correction waves, they usually fall down. I mean, they usually cause us to lose a ton of bulls and liquidate a ton of people during the market because of two reasons. Number one, we confirm support and people think that we are in a bull market. They rise up to a certain level and after that they fall down. And what this could mean is that if we confirm support right now and it seems like we're going to go up, we are not in the clear. I repeat, we are not in the clear. If we start rising up, what this could look like is an ABC correction wave, which means a pump up first to around 28,000. Listen, the huge resistance area that I've been talking about, 28,300, or all the way up to 29,200, another huge resistance area. We could rise up all the way to there. But if we don't go past this area and we start churning around, and some people are going to keep saying that we're going to fall down, I mean, rise up to higher. But what we could do is we could turn around and fall back down to around 22,000. So rising above 26,500, it will bring us short-term bullishness, but we are not in the clear yet. We have this potential ABC correction wave. It would be a perfect pattern for Bitcoin to do this ABC correction wave, and there's nothing stopping us from doing this. This bullish divergence that I'm talking about on the RSI in Bitcoin, on the daily time frame, that is what could cause Bitcoin to rise up in the short term, but on the long term, in the midterm, I mean, we do see this potential ABC correction wave playing out. Now, how long is this going to take? Well, that's a good question, because looking at the Bollinger Bands on, is this on the 4-hourly, on the daily? Give me a second. On the daily time frame, it shows us a couple very, very big things. It shows us that the Bollinger Bands are squeezing. Of course, we're not squeezed that much. For example, looking up to this level right over here, look how much Bitcoin squeezed. What the Bollinger Bands squeezing means is that Bitcoin just has less places to move, and it will have a volatile spike very, very soon. But the longer the more squeeze that the Bollinger Bands get, the bigger the pump, the breakout that's going to happen. Now, on the daily time frame, of course, it's not that big. The same thing that I was talking about for the bullish divergence. This is a short-term pump. By short-term, I mean maybe a couple weeks lasting. And after that, of course, we could turn around. So if you see Bitcoin right now confirm support on the 4-hourly time frame, next target 26,700. That is where we're going to tap. If we're not going to break above that level, you just know that we're continuing to move sideways and we have not figured out whether to be bearish or bullish. Now, once we do break out either to the downside or to the upside, if we break to the upside, we're not in the clear yet. Next target, 28,000, 29,200. These are the two big boxes that we got to watch out for. We reach this area, make sure that we do not fall below 28,000 once again. We fall below 28,000, straight down to 23, straight down to 21. That's an ABC correction wave, classic ABC correction wave. And after we reach 21, then you start thinking about us rising up to $100,000. And once again, this is a pattern. This is a cycle. This is a 4-year halving cycle that I've been talking about forever. And I've been talking about how rising to $100,000 does not seem likely yet. Of course, it could happen. We could break our cycle, but Bitcoin always, it never repeats, but it does rhyme. So following this theory, we could see that in the next couple months, maybe in this actual month, we see a rise up, fall down, but then after that, we see a very fast increase in the price back to the levels where we were before continuing our trend up. That's what it seems for Bitcoin. I know many people are probably wondering, hey, give us a date or time for when we're going to break out, but I cannot, because Bitcoin does not show any signs of either confirming support or breaking this resistance area and rising up. All we could see is just waiting for us to confirm a support and getting enough volume. Momentum is key. That's something that we need. So looking at volume will show us a ton of things. And as you guys can see, we did seem to have a lot of volume right over here in the past, but it could not get us past $28,000. Now, rising up to 29,200, that's the next step for Bitcoin. And if we manage to break above $30,000, that is when we are in the clear, because that will cause us to break not just this previous lower high, but this lower high right over here. And rising above $32,000, well, that's another next step in the trend of this previous huge 5-wave Elliott wave. And that's what I want to talk with you guys about today. Let me real quick drink some water. That's what I have for you guys today. This is my update for today. I do want to look at a couple more things. I want to look at Ethereum and tell you guys that Ethereum is also doing a bullish divergence, but Ethereum looks completely different, because even though Ethereum has this also bullish divergence, a decrease in Bitcoin price, an increase in the RSI price, even though we have these two things, we could still see, just like Bitcoin, a dump down in the larger time frame. Short term, maybe a rise up to this area 1,700, but after that a fall down to around 1,300. What I want to point out for Ethereum is that it's very, very different compared to Bitcoin. If we take the Fibonacci and try to make an Elliott wave for it, you can see that we don't really have a 5-wave move for it. It looks completely different. And a fall down to the 0.5 level already happened for Ethereum, which probably gives a ton of questions as to, is this the end of the dump for Ethereum? Are we about to see a rise up? And that all depends. This bullish divergence of the daily time frame can cause us to rise up past this resistance area. If we break 1,600, that's the first step for us to start rising up. But step number 2 is to break out of this bull flag for Ethereum. Notice how Ethereum different and Bitcoin look completely different to each other. That's because Ethereum had different tops than Bitcoin, and that could cause Ethereum to pump. Ethereum actually looks pretty bullish compared to Bitcoin, and that's why a lot of people are speculating pumps, and that's why I cannot tell you guys where Bitcoin's gonna go. I can give you guys criteria to follow. If Bitcoin confirms resistance on 29,000, we're gonna fall down. And if it breaks 30,000, the next level is at 32, and we continue rising up. Same thing for Ethereum. If we confirm resistance at 1,600, we see a dump down to back down to 1,500, maybe 1,300, and the next level for us to go to for Ethereum is this level right over here, 1,690. And for that, and with that being said, this is the end of this live stream, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be gone for the next couple days until Saturday, but I will try to post videos. I am actually going to be gone, out of service, camping. So with that being said, I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next live stream.